Hi, Truth Seekers. Zach here, 214th post, and I would like to talk about the death of Aaliyah, the famous pop singer from the 90s and early 2000s before her tragic death in a plane accident. She was born January 16th, and if you can imagine that date, 116, if you flip that upside down, it's 911. And she died just not even a few weeks before September 11th happened. And it's also a very coincidental date for a plane crash, which we're going to get into. Her life numbers are 34. 34 is the ninth Fibonacci number. Currently, we're in the 34th anniversary of the Georgia Guidestones, which are located on the 34th parallel north. The Georgia Guidestones have a lot to do with life because the first rule on them is about limiting the Earth's population to 500 million people. That's a number for the estimate of the population of Earth at the time of agriculture beginning, from what I understand. 500 million, where that number comes from. When man first started agriculture, that's the estimate. So 34, that's an important number. That's a Fibonacci number. Right now we're in the 34th anniversary of the Guidestones, which are on the 34th parallel north. This number 96, that number has a lot to do with Freemasonry. Their ranging degrees in Scottish Rite Freemasonry are 31, 32, 33. Add those together, it sums to 96. The word Freemason in simple English gematria sums to 96. I think Freemasonry is actually Satanism in disguise. The word Satanism also equals 96. Anyhow, she died August 25th, just weeks before September 11th, 2001. In history, this date, August 25th, this is the date Amelia Earhart completed her transcontinental flight. Also in history, this is the date of the first commercial air flight from Paris to London. So major anniversary date for flight. Aaliyah died in a plane crash after filming a music video for the song Rock the Boat. I don't even have to go back and look up the story as Truth Seeker. I remember it like it was yesterday. This story bummed me out because Aaliyah was about the same age as me, just a little bit older. And it just, just to think somebody my age had just died tragically like this, it hit me at the time for whatever reason. And probably because I'd grown up with her for years. I guess she'd been in the spotlight for a while now that I think about it. If you can recall, she made a major media attention because she became married to R. Kelly, the musician, at a young age. That was a tabloid news story for a while. So Aaliyah was becoming a pretty big star in the world. I mean, she was in movies at the time, singing. This is pretty much pre-Beyonce, pre-Destiny's Child. If you can remember back when. Or I guess Destiny's Child and Beyonce were out then, but they weren't, well, at least Beyonce wasn't what she is now. Beyonce's really just become a megastar. Whole nother level. Anyhow, she was filming this music video, Rock the Boat, which has this Pythagorean gematria of 118. And this is interesting because 811 and 118 in parts of the world have a lot to do with the emergency dialing code, just like 911 does here. And those roots are even earlier than 911. James Madison also had a fascination with this number, and as well as 811. And again, she died just weeks before what we refer to as 9/11. So there's these connections. But it gets stranger, Truth Seeker. It's her name. The name Aaliyah. Here, we'll just go right here. This is Aaliyah. This is Wikipedia. Notice it's spelled with one less A. They changed it up for the musician, but it's still a reference to the same thing. Aaliyah. This is the emigration and immigration to Israel. That's what this is about. And this event, her death came weeks before September 11th. And if you're not aware, Truth Seeker, I will show you something. Do you know who Eid Barak is? Ehud Barak was the Prime Minister and Minister of Defense of Israel. He changed his name to Barak. This is a word with a gematria of 33. Check this out, Truth Seeker. It's just like this. Very similar to our current president's name, but no C. This name sums to 33, just like the word name, what a name is supposed to sum to. Anyhow, he is the person who coined the phrase, or who said the United States should begin a war on terrorism. He said this on September 12th. Let's see if I can look it up. 2001. Ehud Barak was on our television saying that the United States needed to declare a war on terrorism. This is the Prime Minister of Israel. So I'm showing you the Israel tie. Aaliyah's name has to do with the immigration to Israel, something that came about because of the world wars. Her death comes just weeks before this event, September 11th, which begins a war on terrorism, which Israel has very much been involved in. And Israel's war on terrorism predates ours. Before there was Al-Qaeda, there was something called Black Sunday. Or shoot, I might have that name wrong. I might have to fact check that, Truth Seeker. But look up along the lines of Black Sunday. Israel fought against something that's almost the same as Al-Qaeda for decades before the United States had their war on terrorism against Al-Qaeda. So Israel essentially brought their prototype war on terrorism to the United States. And Ehud Barak was introducing that to us on September 12th, 2001, the day following September 11th, 2001. So you guys, my point in this is Aaliyah, it looks like, was a ritual sacrifice if she truly did die, unless she's another one of these people who faked her death. That's the one thing I don't know for sure, Truth Seeker. I wish I had that piece, but it's essentially an impossible piece for me to gather from where I sit now. I don't have the resources to find out. That would take some serious resources to investigate. How these people would be faking their deaths and where they'd be going to is a story in itself. But the point is that something very suspicious is up with these celebrity deaths. They often involve the same numbers. In the case of Aaliyah, we have the 33 for August 25th, 8 plus 25. She has these curious life numbers herself, the life numbers you find in people that are often murdered. She died at the age of 22, a multiple of 11. She died on this date that has much to do with air travel, especially female air travel, Amelia Earhart. What's tragic about her death, Truth Seeker, is that they blamed it on her. They said it was her fault that the plane was overloaded. They said those were her demands and she was warned not to. In hindsight, knowing what we know now, these details are all just made up, and they're usually made to shame the person who died. Oh, it's tragic, Truth Seeker. Whatever's happening, it's a tragedy. Aaliyah, also like so many of these singers, she's born with parents who have 33 names. In this case, her parents' names are Michael and Diane, both names with 33 gematria. This is Pythagorean gematria. This is Pythagorean gematria. This is simple English gematria. Interrelated. And, yeah, here's just some other noticeable August 25th in history. Tiger Woods, U.S. Golf Amateur Championship. It was the 96th one. He won it in 96. Look at this. 330 people are killed as a result of the Syrian civil war. Look what's going on in Syria now. Syria's president's birthday is on September 11th. Venezuela, another hoax country. Look at the reporting of the numbers, Truth Seeker. It's always the same. On the 12-year anniversary of her death, Justin Timberlake won big at the MTV Music Awards. Another Manchurian musician. From boy band to hip hop, right? Everybody loves it. All right, Truth Seeker. Just want to let you in on this sad information about Aaliyah. R.I.P. All right, until next time.